Nice to have you here, guys. Today, we are talking about gaps and seams. It will be very, very exciting today, because many of you have probably experienced when you polished the vehicle here, or maybe applied wax and were a bit careless. You ended up working wax or polish residues into these small gaps, and the cloth doesn't really get it out. So I brought a little set for you, and these are the detailing swabs. We will take a look at them together today. What can you use them for? And I'll give you some tips and tricks on how to use them effectively. Yes, and here we see an area, and I think this has probably caught the attention of some of you as well. You polished or waxed the car, and then at the transition between the fender and bumper, you have this white residue here. Either it's still a bit liquid, gel-like, or it has already dried up like dust. And that can vary a lot, but it should simply not continue to dry out here between the fender and bumper, and it also just looks terrible, to be clear. And that's why, let's go in for a close-up. Let's take a look at this up close. So, here we see these small residues. So here, it has pushed right between the two components. You can't reach it even if you run your finger over it. I've also seen someone try to fix this with their fingernail. That doesn't work either. Please, do not use toothpicks for this. I've seen that before. They can break off completely. I would also recommend getting some Schweppes. So, here we have the set. And I think some of you might already use something like this. And what many, especially in the commercial sector, like to use are these slightly narrower swab variants. I'll take them all out now so we can see them all in their full glory. This is a multi-part set, and you also have very, very pointed, small variants included. You can wonderfully repair stone chips with them. Just apply a bit of paint, and then you can work very precisely on stone chips. Just a tip. And here, we also have different sizes. So many, I need to get them all in my hand first. So here we see different sizes as well. You can also see that a few are already slightly dirty. I have used them before. So there are many, many possibilities. This is of course not the most suitable one, but here we have these two small tips included. And here you can already see. I have also used them quite a few times, slightly bent, but you can easily bend them back. That works very, very well. These are of course consumables, quite clearly. These are not like what we have here. With the water hand, you can wash them out again, but you see, eventually they will also get dirty again. But with these, and now it gets really fine here, you can work very, very well in between. I'll show you first like this. You see, you don't just push it back, but you can also really push it forward. And then you can see here what kind of dirt is still stuck in between. Let's go in between here. And do you see that? You can really pull the polish out nicely. So let's go in again. Snap. And now we go along here in the front and up here. And you can simply wipe off the rest completely with the cloth. So that is definitely a way to get the polish or wax residues out of here. Then here again, I hope that this is at all recognizable, because these are of course just very small areas. So here we also have this area included again. I hope this can be recognized. Yes, we go in here and see. It really goes far between the two components, and you practically push it to the tip here in the front. I hope the camera doesn't lose focus on me now. So very, very nice. I can also gladly do this from the other side. And then you can really scrape the polish out here. Or the wax residues. I always do it this way. I wipe it off on the cloth here. I have a fresh tip again. And then you can simply go over it again. You push everything out as well. And then you can remove all the outer residues up here. Very nice. Let's go back up front. So you can see it again here. We really go in between there. And we pick up the polish and have it here at the front. Well, can you manage the camera? They have it. On the tip at the front, wipe it off a bit here. Then you can see what kind of dirt is still stuck in between. We really go in nicely in between, and bam. So this is really a job. Really nice and clean, perfect. Done. It's that simple. Super easy. And you also have the opportunity to use the others meaningfully. For example, something like this in the interior at the air vents, everything related to gap sizes. There are wax residues here. Many, many possibilities. And we have already polished the edges of speedometer dials with these larger items. You can also see well from the side that the foam swab is a bit thicker than the microfiber swab here. Good to see. With this, you can also wonderfully get into such air vents, and here you can reach gap sizes. Everything that are very, very narrow gaps. also in the interior. If you have ever shoved something in there, here in these small crevices, you can easily get it out with this. Here we only have these very flat microfiber items. I hope the camera can manage to focus even a little. Then there are the two triangles, the two tips, and then there are the very flat ones, which really look like cotton swabs, but they are significantly flatter than cotton swabs. So a nice colorful selection, a nice set for little money. You can definitely take it home, especially if you have to deal with something like this in the back. Yes, and that was my very short, compact video on this. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. You can really take a swab, set, home. It's also a nice help, especially when it comes to areas where there is really very little space. If you already have something like this at home, feel free to write in the comments below where you use it the most. Do you use such small items, especially at the front of the radiator grill, anywhere there are very, very narrow areas? You can use them very, very well, okay? And I think they will definitely find their application with you as well. It's a complete set. That means you have everything together in one package and don't have to get them individually. And you are simply well equipped. Thank you very much for watching. There was even a question in our live stream about how to clean these gaps. For example, from polish residues or wax residues, and you can use this very, very well for that. Until next time, you're Sebastian, take care, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye, thank you.